Today, we will learn how to create a table in Microsoft SQL Server. So what is a table? A table is basically like an Excel table. So you can have like customer name, order name, to any kind of information you want to store in it. So first step, you can click on new query icon here. If you don't see the new query icon here, you can go to file, click new database engine query. Okay, then next step, you need to connect to a SQL Server instance. So this is the history of the instance that I've been connected to. You can click on the browse, click on the local arrow. It will show you all the instance on your machine, or you can click on the network icon. It will show you all the visible SQL instance on your network. And I will select Windows Authentication. That means I will use my Windows login name and password to log in. For encryption, I will select optional. Then I click connect. On the list of the database, if you can click on it, you will see there is a database called testdb that I created on the earlier video. So you want to select the database where you want to create the table on. So the syntax to create a table is create table. Okay, then you want to give a table name. So I'm gonna name the table called customer. Then every customer will need an ID, right? So I'm gonna give an ID. And let's say an ID will have all the number from 1 to whatever. First customer gonna be customer ID 1. Next customer will be customer ID 2, and so on. So I will have a data type equal integer, and I want this one to be an identity column. Basically it will auto generate an ID, an integer ID for every customer added to the table. So I will start at 1, and for every customer added to the table, I will increment by 1. Okay. Then of course every customer will need will have a first name, and the first name gonna be a varchar, basically a character. So I'm gonna give it 30 character maximum, and I will specify it not null. So what not null mean that if you try to insert a null value to this table customer where the name is null, it will give you an error. Okay, the insert will fail. So last name, same thing, and I will also specify not null. Let's say every customer have a join date, the date they join, your e-commerce website. So I'm gonna say join date, and the data type will be date, and will be not null. And let's say if the customer have not made any order for a long time, let's say, I don't know, 10 years, then you can have another column called deactivate date. And this one is notable, right? Basically, if a customer is active, then they are not null. Okay. Oh, I have to specify the data type for the column, or I'm gonna give me an error. So this is the syntax. So to run this code, all you need to do is click execute. All right, say command successfully. That means the table successfully created. So let's say you want to see any record in the table. You can do a quick symbol select statement. On the next subsequent video, I will go in depth of the select statement. But for now, to the symbol select star means select all the row and all the column in a table or view. So you specify select star from customer. Okay, you tell the engine, the query engine, to say, oh, I only want to run this section of the code, and you need to highlight it and click on the button. Obviously there's no row in the table, so that's why it's empty. See right here, then nothing. All right, let's learn how to create a table using the GUI. So in the Object Explorer window, click on the connect icon, select your instance, and click connect. On the database, expand it, expand the database, go to the table folder, right click on the table folder, click new table, and here let's create a product table. So every product will need a product ID, and the type gonna do select an int and not no, and I'm gonna be product name, and gonna be varchar. I can select varchar, let's say 100, and every product have a name and also have a description. Okay, and gonna be varchar, let's say 500, and let's say this one is knowable, and this one it can allow no. Okay, that's it. Then when you're done, you click save right here, the button right there, save table, and it will prompt you for table name. So I'm gonna put in here product and click OK. So now if you expand it out, you see two tables. One is the customer that you create using the SQL code, and the product table using the GUI way. So you can see right here, there is the letter DBO in front of each table. DBO is a schema, is a default schema for that database. Okay, you can create custom schema. Let's say you can create one for sales schema, HR schema. Well, that is the basic way how to create table using SQL code and the GUI way in Microsoft SQL Server. Thank you for watching.